Okay, cool. All right. Let me just check the stream real quick to make sure everything is going okay. Let me share my screen. You share. I'm gonna exit out. All right. I'm gonna go to options, and I'm going to scroll down. Yeah, so here's where we're gonna see our time. I'm gonna click my own stream just to make sure everything's running smoothly and it's not a black screen. Because sometimes it's a black screen. Why isn't it loading? Why won't it let me open my own stream? If I just swipe out and go back in, okay. Okay, cool. It's not a black screen. Okay. It's weird. It's all like that sometimes. I'm gonna turn my phone on silence so I don't get distracted. I'm doing this at night. It's 8:09 p.m. for me right now. And this is gonna take a while, so maybe a few hours, but here we go. Boom, immediately. Oh, why did I do that? I'm so stupid. Boom, options, boom here. There we go. Advanced unit data is very important. So you know what you're doing. I'm gonna wait till I get like 20 drones, and then I'll get the first hatch. No, I'm gonna get 30 drones. That seems good. 30 drones might actually be the most optimal number to go before you get the first hatchery. Come on. There we go. Got the first hatchery. Because this game to progress is all about your larva. It's all about your larva. Notify it 2 times cost. All about it. Getting a nest takes 7 or 8 minutes. Getting a greater queen takes about 35 minutes. A hive, you need 100,000 greater queens. So it's gonna. What am I doing? I'm distracting myself. I gotta focus on here. I should not have gotten those extra 10 drones, but that's okay. Yeah, okay. I'll wait till I get 100 larvae. Ooh, out of the way. Get out. There we go. Now we've hit the meat wall with queens. If that's a name for it, I guess. Where you're limited by meat instead of drones. The only two units in this game, not two, the only two meat units in this game who are dependent, like really dependent, like a portion of the game where you rely on meat or you're limited by your meat. Queens and drones are the only two units where meat really is a factor of how much of something you can get. Because everything just becomes so cheap when it comes to meat, the cost for the unit. It's really just larva and the unit below it. Yeah, see, look, it costs 100 drones to get a queen, but we have way over 200 drones, yet we can't hatch two queens. So we can only hatch a queen every time we get 810 meat. We're gonna be here a while. Any comments? No views yet. Get 300,000. Yeah, we're at 8 minutes. Get out of the way, stupid achievement. I hate the achievements. They suck. The pop-ups. There should be a way to remove that, but there isn't. There should be though. They need to update the game. Make it a Swarm Simulator 1.1.18. That's what they should do. Forgot about the twin upgrades for the nests. I'm not thinking straight for some reason. Oh well. I'm gonna save my larva. I made a mistake, but that's okay. The speed run should be salvageable. Yeah, a nest costs 1,000 coins. A greater coin costs 10,000 nests. And then a hive costs 100,000 greater coins. It wasn't that expensive. Get to 100%. There we go. Boom. That's nothing. It produces nothing. Only a quarter of to territory production? That's a waste of time. I probably should have gotten that twin upgrade a while ago, but it's too late now. Time am I at? 17 minutes? That's good pace. 100 nests. 1% of the way to a greater queen. Oh, this is gonna take forever because I need 100,000 greater queens. This is gonna take forever. Now the exponential growth is twice as fast. Sixth of the way to 1,000, so 60th of the way there to a greater queen. What does that look like? Oh well. This has been a terrible speed run. Changed the title of the stream from not going to bed until I get a hive and swarm simulator to speedrunning getting a hive and swarm simulator. Hopefully they'll get more clicks because I saw that there was two viewers at one point, but they both left. Still no comment, no chat messages yet. Spam. How many viewers do I have? It's still zero. Now we're a tenth of the way there. All I want is 10,000 nests. All I want is 10,000 nests. All I want is 10,000 nests. Because 10,000 nests is what I need for a greater thing. think there's a total of 3 websites you can play Swarm Simulator on. Um, swarmsim.com, this is actually the new location for Swarm Simulator. There was an old website years and years ago that I used to play on until they made it to this new website. Was I around before the new website was a thing? I don't remember. But I know there was like a message saying, "Oh, hey, this is the new location. You're in the right place." Blah blah blah. And then the other one, the creator of this game remade Swarm Simulator, the exact same, but on a different website. It's basically the same thing. I like this version better. This is the original. Um, because the progress bars are all better and the it's just the information given is better and it's easier to work with. The other one is just kind of eh. The only reason why I played the other version was because on the school Chromebook that we had in high school, the school Chromebooks, this Swarm Simulator website was blocked because it's a gaming website. But I had access to the other site, and that was not blocked. So I played it all the time. I remember on my Chromebook, I pulled up a screenshot that somebody else took of having an Overmind 6, which is the best meat unit in the game. And I showed it to my friends, and they were like, he spent months on that, one said to another. And then the guy immediately went Control Shift QQ. If you don't know what that does, is it shuts off your Chromebook. So he just shut off my Chromebook. So it was funny, a funny story about this game. They thought I had spent months on the game, but it was just a screenshot I found online. They didn't believe me though when I said it was just a screenshot I found online. They legitimately thought that they had just erased months of work when they didn't. Once I get the Greater Queen, the hive will unlock, but a Greater Queen is 10,000 nests. Once I get 10,000 nests, it's just a waiting game to get enough queens to get 10,000 more nests. Because of the twin upgrades, you want to wait till you get to the cost of the twin upgrade, wait until you can double however many nests you have, then you buy the Greater Queen, then you go back, get the net twin nest upgrade, buy all the nests you can, and then you buy the Greater Queens. It's the most efficient way to do it. My finger is tired. It's going to be 10 times worse with Greater Queens than it was with nests. And no, that's not an exaggeration. It's 10 times worse. 10 times slower. Because they cost 10 times as much. All right, I just have to wait now. Shouldn't take too long. In the meantime, I am going to go to the territory. Never notify. There we go. I'm spending too much time in the territory tab. Um, ooh, the theme. I'm not gonna change the theme. Third of the way there, I'm gonna check the stream, how it's doing. Larva upgrade. Another larva. Why did I do that? Why did I buy the nests? I bought the nests so I could see the update rate on the stream. So, good thing there's an undo button in this game. Good thing there's an undo button. That would have ruined everything. So we're back to business. We're back to business. So I just need 10 million coins. And I can get a greater queen. Come on, give me 10 million queens. All I want is 10 million queens. 10 million queens. 10 million queens. 10 million, 10 million, 10 million queens. Give me 10 million queens. Give me 10 million queens. Give me 10 million. Give me 10 million. Give me 10 million queens. Boom, boom. X, U, never notify, buy, boom, do. We unlocked the hive. 100,000 greater queens. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. I guess twin nests. That's the only thing I can really do right now, just buy nests. So how long has it been? How long has it been? We're at 39 minutes. We're at 39 minutes in, and we have two greater queens. I'm gonna guess this is gonna take maybe 2 hours in total. It's just like that. But a greater queen costs 10,000 nests, but each one produces 8 nests per second. No, each one produces 4 nests per second. I was confusing myself there. I was like, what? That's not right. A greater queen producing 8 a second? That doesn't sound right. But each produces 4 per second. So it's exponential growth. And then you get to hive, which is going to cost 100,000 greater queens. So each unit produces the unit below it. And they cost the unit below it. So it's just exponential growth, but it just gets slower and slower. A hive, if you do the math, it's about 5.5 hours, almost 6 hours that it takes for a hive to reproduce itself. I don't know about a greater queen though. So 2,500 seconds, an hour is 3,600 seconds. So a greater queen takes maybe 45 minutes to replenish itself. So it's just a waiting game. Ooh, energy. Why do I have energy? Larva rush. Ooh, I'm actually gonna hold on to this. This is good. I've completely forgot about energy. Swarm Warp. Okay, there's an undo button in this game. This guy right here, undo. It gives you 30 seconds to undo your last action. So I can do a Larva Rush, undo if it's not good enough, and then I can do a Swarm Warp. And if that Swarm Warp is not good enough, I can undo it again. And I can choose which one I want to do. So I don't know which is better, Larva Rush or actually I think Larva Rush is best. I guess it'll depend on the scenario because Swarm Warp, you jump 15 minutes into the future. Larva Rush, you get a bunch of larvae. They're both really good, and I'm only going to be able to cast one. But when it comes to that, I'll decide. It'll depend. If I'm low on larva, I'll do the larva rush. If I am low on greater queens, I mean low on nests, I mean if I'm low on nests, I'll do the swarm work. Never notify. Do 381,000. That's tempting. You know what? I'm gonna do it. All my larvae gone. I'm doing this so inefficiently. What am I doing? I'm talking too much. Why am I not locked in? I need to lock in. I shouldn't be buying any more greater queens right now. Okay. Gonna keep doing this until this gets to 100%. No, I'm gonna get 100,000 nests. Then I will wait till I can hatch 100,000 more nests. But instead of buying those nests, I'll buy 10 greater queens. Then I'll get twin nests. And then I'll buy 200,000 nests. Then I will buy 20 greater queens. This is gonna be slow, isn't it? Oh, I wasn't stupid when I bought the greater queens. Okay, because larva is gonna be limited no matter what. I'm at 7,000 larvae, 6,500 larvae, 6,000 larvae, 5,500 larvae, 5,000 larvae, 4,500 larvae, 4,000 larvae, 3,500 larvae, 2,000 larvae. Come on. And I am out of larvae. 10 of you. Is that smart? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Because I have a surplus of queens. I have a surplus of queens. What is this game about? It is a game where you try to get as much meat as possible. And each unit, look at this, each produces 8 meat per second. So each drone produces meat. Each queen produces drones. Each nest produces queens. Each greater queen produces nests. So each unit produces the unit below it. Why did I do that? But each unit costs the unit below it. And they get more and more expensive as you go up. So a greater queen takes about um 45 minutes to reproduce itself without any upgrades. Hold on, I actually need. Yeah, and to get a hive, you need 100,000 greater queens. And I have 10 right now. I need more nests because I need this at 100%. This needs to be at 100%, what's highlighted there. There we go. I'm still in a surplus of larvae. I need a surplus of queens, not larvae. So I just need to get a bunch of nests and just sit. Come on, I just need 88,000 minus 88. So that's what, 87,912? Yeah, whatever number I just said. I don't know what number I said. I'm sitting not straight. Come on. Okay, what do I do from here? Let's figure this out. I'm just gonna sit it out and wait. Hmm, I'm thinking. I'm gonna go for twin nests. Once I have a surplus of queens, what am I doing? I need a surplus of queens first. I don't want to have to run out of queens. It's gonna suck if I run out of queens. I do that. Fine, I'll get the faster queens, whatever. I'll just check the stream right now as we're going along. Faster drones, let's get that. Now drones are twice as productive. Mm, I'm gonna wait till I get more queens. 9% of my queen income, okay. I need a million nests. That is what I need. Give me a million nests. I have the queens for it. We're in the slowest part of the speed run. Just getting the greater queens set up and going. It's gonna take a while. So the next goal is 100 greater queens. How far in this are we? We are. It doesn't say more specific than an hour. Oh, wait, we could just check the length of the stream. That's one way to do it, yeah. Is there a way to get it to say more accurate? It's on exact. Huh. Okay, greater queens are starting to become a little bit productive. They're producing 132 nests per second overall. So I earn this many nests per second, and I can build this many per second. So it's still worth it to just buy nests. And then twin nests at 100 greater queens that halves the price of nests, but it sacrifices greater queens. So having twin nests, the next twin upgrade is worth it. Now we're going somewhere. 39 out of 100,000 that I need. This is gonna take so long. How ridiculous is really happy right now. If you understand, you understand. Now they are no longer happy. Ooh. Mm, not worth it. Not yet. Just 48 more greater queens and I can get twin nests. It'll save me a fortune. I wish the app version of this game had an undo button as well. Because here you have the undo button. But like the app, Swarm Simulator Evolution, it's not as good. It's not as good as the browser, in my opinion. And plus, like House of Mirrors, that spell is half as cheap in this version, and you get twice as much energy in this version. It's just better all around. I have a really big idea for Swarm Simulator. for a really good idea for Swarm Simulator for the developers of Swarm Simulator. What they should do is maybe do swarm fights where you can fight your swarm can fight another swarm. I could get a second Nexus. Okay, how much energy do I get? Yes, I get 5,000 energy. Okay. This is actually really big. I'm gonna do one swarm warp. I'm gonna do one swarm warp. Uh-oh, undo, undo. I'm gonna get twin. That's not right. There we go. Twin. Boom, 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 boom. Wow. That's cool. You never notify. And I'm gonna upgrade all the larva upgrades. I have 3,000 something larva. 25 million meat and 2,500. I'll do it. Just give me those locusts. How much territory do they produce? Ooh, it's a huge boost. Okay. Okay. Gonna hatch 180. Boom. All we need is a hive. And the speedrun ends. You know what? I'm gonna do a larva rush. I'm gonna do a larva rush. I didn't have enough larva? Really? Huh. Okay. Well, I'll take 840 greater queens for free. Yeah, yay to Swarm Warp and Larva Rush. The reason why I did Larva Rush is I didn't have enough energy to do two Swarm Warps. Well, now I do. Just give it 4.5 minutes and I can do another Swarm Warp, which will save me a hassle. Faster greater queens. I just need 100,000 greater queens for the speedrun. So buying this upgrade for 43,000 greater queens, I don't think it's worth it. I'm putting you on never notify. In fact, I'm gonna put you on hide upgrade. I don't care about that upgrade. How much can I hatch? How much do I earn? Okay, I earn 8,000 a second, and I can build only three something thousand a second. So it's not worth it to go for twin nests. If you okay, hold on, let's get this on. There we go. If this is more than twice what this is, getting this upgrade is not worth it. If it's more than twice, it's not worth it. I'm still gonna use my larva though. Get more get more greater queens. How's this string looking? Okay. It's 2.5 minutes. Come on, I want to do a soul more. Give me the ability to do a swarm warp. 1 minute 40 seconds. How many do I need? I'm just gonna do this. We need 100,000 greater coins. Come on. 1 minute 20 seconds. Come on. Once I get 2,000 energy, I'll be able to cast it. Five more energy. 4 more energy. 3 more energy. 2 more energy. 1 more energy. Boom. Swarm warp. Only that much? Oh, it's so painful. Okay, get that. Go here. Get that, get that. Ah, there's no redo button. Okay. How much does 100? If 100,000 gets 10, 100,000 gets you 10. That's 100,000 times 100. 10 million? No. 100,000 times, yeah, it's 10 million. Okay. Not worth it. Well, let's just sit here. Click a button on the. I can hash this. Yeah, it's time to sit here and just click a button for a long time. I have 500 crystals. Huh. So there was this guy at my college finals, engineering graphics. Took the class together, and I found out yesterday that during the exam, he tapped someone on the shoulder and said, "Look at your own paper." Gets a 0 on the final, and, well, gets a D in the class. And if you don't know, going for engineering, you need to have C's and better. So he basically has to retake the class. And honestly, I believe him. I believe him that he didn't mean to cheat. He didn't cheat. But I don't know. I could be wrong. But that's what happened. I was like, wow, that happened. So it was interesting. Just need 100,000 greater queens to get a hive. We're a third of yeah, we're 3% of the way there. 3.79% of the way there. Someone should code a bot or an AI to speedrun Swarm Simulator. Just have it. That would take forever to program. Not because the coding would be hard, but because uh, trying to figure out what to click, trying to figure out what to buy and what not to buy. Because this is a very deterministic game. There's no percent chances. Well, even with the mutagen, even with the mutagen, with upgrading larva, like hatcheries, nothing about mutagen yet. Anyways, mutagen, okay, let's say awards 1,000,000 mutagen, 20% chance your next expansion awards 1,000,000 mutagen. That 20% chance is still deterministic. So if you reload the game, or you buy the expansion and you don't get the mutagen and you hit undo, and then you buy the expansion again, you hit undo, you buy the expansion again, it's going to be the same result every time because the game is coded deterministically. So what you can do with an AI is you can have it speed run Swarm Simulator with and have it play perfectly. Because a human finger can only click so fast. I can't click every time the hatch one comes up. Like right now I can, but later on, no. Look how quick it goes up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom, 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 boom. So a hive, we need 100,000. How's the string doing? Just 100,000 greater queens. Should have saved up for the third Nexus. Hmm. Looks like they changed something. Uh, this. What happens if I do this? Really? That's cool. That's different. They changed it, which kind of holds true to the app Swarm Simulator Evolution. There's two things you can do with crystals. You can fuse them or you can thaw them. Thaw them turns them into energy. Fusing them increases your max energy. Interesting. That changed. Has this changed? Why isn't it coming? Oh, wait. Up, up, down, down, left, right. E, A, enter. Boom. Got the achievement. Secret achievement. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. I was trying to get. No, I don't want to do that. Come on. There we go. Can't think of a name. Pick another creature and select greater in front of it. Yep. Hive, feel the groove. I think that's what this one says. Something about groove. Serve the hive, feel the groove. I control the way you move. Yes. Meat, it can't be beat. These days, the most enlightened, best looking swords prefer meat subsidies. Which ones are those, you ask? Don't worry, they'll tell you. They changed it. They changed it. It used to be meat. It can't be beat. That's what it used to say. Drones, what does it say here? Not to be confused with probes or mules. Okay, that's the same. Queens rule over your swarm. That's its description. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride it where I like. They also have fancy temperature controls. Yeah. Me, it can't be beat. I can't believe they changed that. Oh, oh well, it is what it is. Uh, I'm gonna be here for so long. We're not even a tenth of the way there. How's the stream doing? Whoa, what's going on? What did I do? I wasn't watching the screen as I was clicking. There needs to be an auto buyer in this game. Tired of just clicking the button, especially for speedrunning, having an auto buyer. What was I saying before about the idea of being able to have your swarms fight? That'd be cool to have. You could go up against a computer levels, have there be different levels. It's like level one, there's 100 drones, one queen. I don't know, 10 stingers. No, 10 swarmlings. 10 stingers is a lot more than 10 swarmlings. And then you just fight. The drones attack, they're weak. Swarmlings are stronger than drones, let's say that. But drones are far more plentiful. So it's really your drones that do everything. That would be cool. Just to see swarms be able to fight each other. That would be awesome. So many different ideas for this game. I love this game because of its simplicity, but it never stops me from wanting more complex things in this game to be added. See how fast I can tap. I don't know how to jitter clip. Let's check the stream real quick, how it's doing. Do do do. Mm, We're almost a tenth of the way there. We're 9% of the way there. Because a hive costs 100,000 greater queens. This is gonna take forever. How long have I been streaming for? I've been streaming for an hour and a half, an hour and 35 minutes. So this is a long. What does it say here? It rounds to the nearest hour. So 2 hours ago, it says. Well, okay. So if a greater queen costs 10,000 nests, but each greater queen produces 8 nests per second. I wish I had a calculator on me. I'm actually going to grab my phone and I'm going to do a quick calculation just to figure out how long this is going to take. Okay, so we have 10,000 divided by 8. 1,250 seconds. So 20 minutes for a greater queen to duplicate itself. We have 10,000 now. You log 2 divided by log of 10. No, log of 10 over log of 2. Right? Yeah. Log 10 over log 2. Okay, then I'm going to multiply that by, what was the number? It was 20.8333. So times 20.83. Just a bunch of threes. So 69 minutes is the estimation of how much longer we're going to be here for. I just did the math. 69 more minutes. It's actually going to be a little bit shorter than that because The estimation I used, it's a bit clunky. How do I explain it? Because this is constant growth. So Euler's number, E, would be involved, but I did not involve that in my calculation there. Where's my mouse? Where's my cursor? There it is. Because this was basically constantly growing, so it would involve Euler's number. But if we were assuming that the greater queens duplicated themselves every 20 or so minutes, let's say I could only buy greater queens when they double how many greater queens there are. If I could only do it like that, it would take 69 minutes and 12 seconds. I should have gotten the third nexus with energy, the energy tab up there. But oh well. I'll do that in a future run. This has been a terrible run so far, but I'll do this again in the future and I will expand upon what I have learned and make a better run. Because I feel I can improve this in many different ways. How's the string looking? There should be some kind of time dilator in this game where you can dilate time and time goes by faster. And it affects energy as well. So you get more energy. That would be so cool. It could be a mutagen upgrade. And then you can sacrifice meat to improve the power of the time dilator. And then you can hold down or you can turn it on and then hmm it'll stop your larva production. How about that? When you turn on the time dilator, it'll stop your larva. What happened here? There we go. That'd be cool. No, I don't like it saying, "Oh, hey, it stops the larva production." How about it would stop the territory production? Much better. And if you turn the time dilator on, you have to wait 24 hours before you can turn it off, and vice versa. 24 hours. That'd be cool. To nerf it a bit. Or maybe just make it like a skill. Like make it active for 1 hour, and then it'll have like a 23-hour cooldown. So you can do it once per day. That'd be cool. Yeah. I remember one time in middle school, we were about to do an assignment in a partnership in class, and I pulled up Swarm Simulate right before we were going to do it. And I was just going to quickly get a queen, then stop playing it. My partner, they told the teacher, "Oh, hey, he's playing games." And I got a lunch detention. Still upset about that, but I guess they didn't know I was only going to do it till I got a queen. Because my thought was, oh, hey, a queen produces drones, which produces meat. It's exponential growth. It would be cool. And yeah, I had so many lunch detentions in middle school. It was ridiculous. At first, I would cry. Like the first few times I cried, but then it's just like, whatever, I don't care. It's just a lunch detention. Like I sit by no one anyway during lunch. I don't care if I sit by myself at lunch. It was ineffective. At one point, they tried to put me on a behavior thing where you had this card and you had to get it filled out by your teacher at the end of each class period on how well behaved you were. And at the end of the day, you'd receive prizes based on your obedience. They had me on that for a few weeks, but like I got a soda, I got candy. It was a lot of stuff. That was middle school. And then they took me off of it because I was obedient. So I don't know who recommended me to go on there, but I guess I thank them for letting me get free rewards for behavior. So middle school me was a menace. An absolute menace. Oh, I was stupid back then. I was in eighth grade when COVID hit. I was in eighth grade. And COVID kind of saved me from an awkward situation. I honestly don't know how this guy did not get in trouble. He didn't pull down his underwear, but he pulled down his pants in the middle of class. Um, yeah, it was. I don't know where they are now, but yeah. Well, he did that because there was this one girl trying to flirt with me in the middle of class, and then said to me, "If you don't do anything, I'm going to go with this guy and this other guy." Yeah. So COVID hit right after that, and I'm kinda glad it did, so I could just get out of that situation. That was 8th grade, and I will not say their names. There's no way my math teacher did not see this guy pull down his pants and then quickly pull them back up. Can't believe still that the teacher didn't see that. Maybe the teacher just in her own head just went, "I'm not paid enough for this," and just didn't even bother, just, like, dealing with it. I was actually so glad COVID hit. Ugh. I personally, mentally, and physically, I benefited from COVID. We're a quarter of the way there. We're almost a third of the way there. I got another funny story from middle school. I wonder where the guy is now. Like, this is a different guy. So this was 8th grade. This was also before COVID hit. It was, Flight and Space or something like that. That was the name of the class. We were learning, um, aerodynamics. I have 2 stories for that class, actually. Let me say one story. It was me and this other guy, and it was a big competition between the 2 of us. Who can make the best plane or best glider in this simulation we had to do in class. So in class, we had to design a glider, and at different points in time, me and this other guy, we had the best plane. We had the best glider, and we kept going back and forth trying to take the crown from each other. It was fun, but he ended up winning. I gave up. I don't know how many planes I made, but it was over 100. It was over 100 because in all the only differences between them was just a minor tweak, and a few of my friends got upset at me because it's like, "Why are you making so many models?" And like, You're doing this, you're putting other people down, you're" I was like, "What?" It made no sense to me. It's like, why are you angry over how many model planes I made? I mean, it's not like there's a limit. It's not like there's a max limit I can do. I mean, I don't understand to this day why they were upset. Like, what's wrong with me making over 100 planes? Okay, everybody else makes no more than 3 or 4 planes, but I'm the only one who made, like, over 100. And people get upset at me for that? Like, "What? And you want me to go up to the teacher and ask them to delete it for me?" It was so stupid. I was so mad. I was so mad. And I did not delete the planes, I did not even attempt to, I just kept making them because I don't care. So, yeah. What was the name of my plane was just Caleb, which is my name, and it was like, 1 point whatever. And then the other guy, his plane was Cat, CAT. Then he made Cat 2.0. Okay, the other story. So this is yet a different guy. This was also 8th grade flight in space. And we were going to class. I was good friends with this guy. And we find this thing on the floor. We find this thing on the ground right outside the classroom. And we start messing with it, not knowing what it was. And I pulled it apart in the middle of class. There was like this, what's it like, almost like cotton inside of it. Um, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be allowed to say what it was, but the teacher said for me to go to the bathroom and wash my hands because I didn't know what it was, and neither did my friend. You can probably guess as to what it was. Um, I don't know if it was used or not. I still don't know to this day. But it was just on the floor. It was just right there, and I didn't know what it was. Me and him, we just didn't know what it was. So we were curious, trying to figure it out. Just 8th grade ignorant to boys. And yeah, and one a different guy in the class said, "You know what that is." When I genuinely did not know what it was. Uh, the reason why I was reminded of that story is because when I was telling the other story, oh, I'm not paid enough for this. That's actually what the teacher said in that moment. I'm not paid enough for this. So, interesting story. Any other interesting middle school stories do I have? I don't know. I gotta think. Think. Oh, I was in 6th grade, like right before 6th grade. We made this like thing about me, like the about me thing, and then you like do a page and it's on your locker. Middle school. Um, one of my fears at the time was 3 a.m. I was so scared of 3 a.m. as a kid. I was so scared of it because I watched videos on YouTube about it and it scared me. And yeah, it was interesting. It like that whole 3 a.m. craze, like guava juice, for instance, like that YouTube channel that I watched. Now, as an adult looking back, those channels should not be making those videos, or at least make them. Okay, I shouldn't say that. Those channels can make those videos if they want to. I, as a kid, had access to normal YouTube, not YouTube Kids. I had access to normal YouTube. So I had all of the access, even as a kid. Like below the age of 13, I had access to um regular YouTube. So that was probably the reason. Anyways, it scared me, so yeah. And it disrupted my sleep during the summer. What's another story? I forgot what the story was. What was it? There was something else I was gonna talk about, but I forget what. Another story from middle school. We're almost halfway there. 2 hours we're going on. Wow. What's another story from I'm trying to remember. What was the story I was thinking of? Oh, I remember. Okay, so I watched Jacksepticeye, his Play Inc. playthrough as a kid, and I went to bed that night very afraid. Oh no, there's gonna be a disease out of nowhere. It's gonna get us all. And I don't know, a kid's brain is stupid. But I was afraid. And I was like, it was hard for me to sleep because I just watched a Jacksepticeye video on Plague Inc. and it scared me. What? I don't know. I was scared of the stupidest things as a kid. We need to popularize not only Swarm Simulator, but Hot Wheels Track Attack. I love that game. I think I still have it. Hot Wheels Track Attack. It's for the Wii. I got every achievement in the game. Beat every level. Okay. We're gonna be here for maybe another 20 minutes. The mouse is bright. Oh, my mouse. There we go. Two-thirds of the way there. Three-quarters of the way there. Come on. We're so close. Just 100,000 is all I need. My mouse is so annoying. Seven-ninths of the way there. Eight-tenths or four-fifths of the way there. What's up next? Five-sixths, whatever that is. What's five-sixths of 100,000? So sixth is 16.6 repeating percent. So it'd be 83.3 repeating. All right, 5/6 of the way there. I'm not even gonna attempt to figure out what 6/7 is. 6/7. Sorry. We're almost 9/10 of the way there. 9/10. Nineteen twentieths. No one's watching? Oh, they're missing out. It's about to happen. These 2.5 hours of sitting in a chair and spamming a button is about to yield something good. Ninety-nine hundredths of the way there. Take one last look at the stream. Still no viewers. Time. How long does it say? Still says 2 hours. The actual time, it's less than 2 hours and 25 minutes. We know that. Less than 2 hours and 25 minutes. So my estimate would be maybe 2 hours, 23 minutes it took, which is 5 times as long as it takes to get just one greater queen. 5 times as long. I could have saved more time if I got um another Nexus. Wow. And of course the Hive Queen for 1 million hives. Get a hive queen, which is 6 hives per second. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Just reset my data, close out of it. Well, I'm tired. I'm probably gonna go to bed. Well, that was speedrunning Swarm Simulator and getting a hive. All right, bye.